All right, guys, per usual, on every Wednesday, we're going to be going through NFL Weekly. So this is the 7th week in the NFL season, October 18th through the 24th. I'm going to give you some of my ideas on each of the games, ideas on each of the teams. There's a lot of a lot of games that happen that I just do not care about, but there's a lot of games that I do care about. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to take about 5, 10, 15 minutes about of your time to just talk about NFL. All right, so let's get into it. Jaguars and Saints. Jaguars always have just looked good. They went off to a weird start of the season, but Trevor Lawrence kind of looks in full swing against the Saints. Lions and Ravens. Obviously, I'm a Ravens fan, and I was just not expecting this much of a domination over the Detroit Lions. It's great that we have the same exact record as them, and going into this game, I was very kind of worried about the Ravens because the Detroit Lions have looked good. They have looked good. They've only played one really good team, and that was the Chiefs, and they won. And then every other team that they played was kind of a like just they steamrolled other like bad teams. So what does that really say about your team? And then you actually face against a good team outside of week one, like the Baltimore Ravens, and you get steamrolled. What does that say about your team? Browns and Colts. Deshaun Watson is just the funniest. It's just the funniest story in the NFL. The Browns are just so. I just don't understand, and they were still able to come out with the win, but that just. What is going on with Deshaun Watson? Bills and Patriots. So all of this talk about Bill Belichick and should he be fired or should the Patriots move off of him? Say thank you very much and move off. I still think that's in play here, 100%. Well, what I still do think, I still think that needs to happen. However, what I will say is that the Buffalo Bills are the streakiest team in the NFL. Josh Allen's probably the streakiest, twitchiest quarterback in the NFL. I don't understand how can they just lose to the 2-5 Patriots. Before this game was 1-5 Patriots. They got one loss, and the Buffalo Bills were supposed to be like Super Bowl contenders. Are they just mid? Are they are the Buffalo Bills just like not good? Like what's going on with their team? What's going on with Josh Allen? Commanders and Giants. A good conference rivalry game, and the Giants were able to come out with a win, but 7-14. There's literally a total of 3 touchdowns in that game. That was just weird. Raiders and Bears. Who cares really about that game? Jimmy Garoppolo is a bad quarterback. Falcons and Buccaneers. What's going on with the Buccaneers? What's happening with? I thought they were a good team. Baker Mayfield. I thought they were a good good quarterback, good team. And they lost to the Falcons? How is that even possible? Steelers and Rams. The Rams just look bad, and the Steelers look okay, and they're 4-2 with that bye week. And I don't think they're the best in the AFC North. I still think it's the Ravens and the Bengals. We'll get to them later. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Steelers. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with the Steelers. Cardinals and Seahawks. Seahawks look good. Cardinals do not. Packers and Broncos. Broncos actually got another win. Jordan Love just does not look like he's an NFL quarterback. He looks like he's still a college quarterback. Russell Wilson doing absolutely nothing to get Denver Broncos wins. I think that's the funniest thing. Chargers and Chiefs. Big game, and I really enjoyed watching this. Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. Justin Herbert. Nick Wright says this. He's not the problem, but he's paid to be the solution. I don't understand where the Chargers are at. They have a good quarterback, good running core, good wide receiving core. Mike Williams is out, but still, you still have a good amount of good players on your team, good amount of players on your roster. What's going on with the I almost said San Diego Chargers? What's going on with the Los Angeles Chargers? What's happening there? Dolphins and Eagles. A slugfest by the Eagles, and of course, it's kind of like the Dolphins with the Lions. Like you can play all these like okay teams to bad teams, and you can look like the best team in the league, and then you actually play a good team like the Baltimore Ravens, like the Philadelphia Eagles, and you get mollywopped. So everybody's like, sorry, they just frauds. What's going on there? The Dolphins do have a wide receiving core. They have great players on the Miami Dolphins, but is it enough to go well deep into the latter half of the season? Can they actually pull it out in the playoffs? I'm not too sure. And the 49ers and Vikings, I had the 49ers defense in one of my fantasy leagues, and I needed them to get like 20 points. And I actually thought it was going to happen until the game started. The game started. Kirk Cousins, it just looks like a actual NFL quarterback other than last couple weeks. He hasn't looked like that. Jordan Addison, great wide receiver, and this is without Justin Jefferson. The Minnesota Vikings were able to pull it together, good defense, and pull out a scrappy win. I like it. They were able to play defense really well against the most talented roster in the NFL, the 49ers. I think it's interesting that Brock Purdy playing from behind is so much of a different quarterback than he is playing when his team is in front. He looks human. He looks like a normal quarterback when in that kind of circumstance. It's funny. I think that the 49ers defense just needs to get Brock Purdy and the 49ers into that kind of look until Brock Purdy can actually seem like an NFL quarterback. I think that if the 49ers defense can start out games in the first or second quarter playing super well and getting their team out in front of any team, Brock Purdy will come out in the third quarter in the second half of the game and look like a really good quarterback. In the last two games, that has not happened. And in those last two games, the 49ers have lost. I think Brock Purdy is still a good quarterback, but I'm starting to understand that he is human when he's playing from behind, and he fits perfectly under Kyle Shanahan's offense, but he just needs to play like a great quarterback, not just a good one, to win games. That was my NFL Weekly. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, having fun with me, talking about the NFL. It's a whole lot of fun just to do this, sit down and give my really quick thoughts. Sometimes I don't even think about, all the games or whatever before I hop on it. I just kind of just open up the ESPN app and go down the list. But I really appreciate you guys listening, watching, having fun with me, talking about the NFL. I will talk to you guys later in the next video, podcast episode, Patreon video. Don't matter to me. I'm still doing it. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next